Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good morning. It's a little bit later verse of the day, but we're having some snow and ice down here. So I ended up not going to work and figured I'd sleep in a little bit. Baby's acting a little ornery. Hey, baby. Hey. A lot ornery. Let's do a verse of the day. Psalms 33 verse 6. By the word of the Lord were the heavens made, and all the host of them by the breath of his mouth. Amen. By the word of the Lord the heavens were made. You know, it's pretty amazing. I can't help every once in a while I'll catch a little bite on my phone or whatever about some new discovery science has made, some new discovery scientists have discovered, and they are just marveled by the universe, marveled by all the planets and stars. And there's a new telescope they've sent off into deep space so they can check out the early universe. Ultimately, to try to find the secret of the universe. I know we've talked about this. It's hilarious to me. And they marvel at it. But what's amazing, what's really hilarious is God created all the stars and the moons and all that as a secondary to the earth. In 6 days, God created the earth. And in that 6 days, He created the stars and the moon and the sun and all that. So to marvel at space, I mean, it's cool, all the stars and the planets and all that. It's cool, but to marvel at them when they were just a secondary to the earth is kind of funny. God created everything in a word. In a word. He spoke in the midst of darkness. He spoke. And there was light. In the midst of darkness, He created light from nothing. Nothing. He created carbon and molecules and all this really deep, intensive, super scientific stuff that science marvels at. God created it, all of it, with a word. One word. And all of the host of them by the breath of His mouth. And all of the host of them by the breath of His mouth. Angels by the breath of His mouth. Every living creature by the breath of His mouth. Not just the word it took, but His breath lives within us now. His breath gave us life. And when our day comes, we'll give that breath back to Him. When our day comes here on earth, we'll give the breath back to Him. Now, here's the really cool thing. Okay, here's the really cool thing. God lives outside of everything, outside of time. He lives outside and inside every single thing. He's not bound by any rule or any law that's ever been made because He made them. He made all the rules and all the laws. He made the tiniest little thing that exists. He made it. The greatest, most amazing thing. He made it. And yet, out of all of the intricacies of creation, all throughout all the tiny little details that make the big thing, and out of all the great and awesome parts of the universe and all the planets and all that science marvels at, God's favorite creation was you and me. humanity. Which is funny because all of the things that God created were perfect and still are. Things age, things deplete, things die, but that wasn't intended. That wasn't intended. We weren't intended to deplete and die. We were intended to live eternally. We were intended to go forth and multiply without death hanging over our heads. Death we brought on ourselves. We brought death to the world. Yes, Satan deceived us, but we ultimately sinned and brought the curse of sin upon the world. Everything God created was perfect when He created it. And we corrupted it. And yet, even though we corrupted everything, and we continue to corrupt, anything that we touch, we corrupt. Still, as imperfect as we are, as destructive as we are, as we just pretty much kill and destroy everything that God ever created, everything that we try to get our hands on, we corrupt it and kill and destroy. God still loves us and wants heaven with us. He wants heaven with us. He wants eternity with us, not without us. You know what that is? Do you know what that is? That is the most perfect love that's ever been. The most perfect love that will ever be. The beautiful, wonderful, amazing love that is God. I hope all of you have a really good day. God bless you.